Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. This is Alert Wolf here. Gonna bring you another review, and this one is of Green Blood Chapter 17, which I believe we finally got on time, so that was great. Um, Now, this one's Cold War. Now, before I get into this, my last review, part of my head was chopped off. Uh, and I already shot the video, so I didn't feel like reshooting it. Um, so I apologize for that. You know what it is? It's my camera. I have it on a tripod, and I traveled with the tripod because I used this for something else, and I thought I put everything back to the way it was, but I didn't realize that my head came this much above my chair. You know what I mean? So I kind of chopped off the top of my head, but well, whatever. You can still see me fine, but I'm just gonna apologize for that. All right. Now I believe this one is the last one in this volume before the next volume. Uh, so I am not sure if I'm gonna be getting another chapter next week, but I do know that the chapter in Japan, the volume in Japan, was supposed to come out in the summer. So last summer that we just had. So I'm pretty sure, and I've seen the art on the wiki for for that particular volume. So I'm hoping we'll just be able to get it because we seem to be one volume behind. Um, as far as how these translations are going. So we'll see next week. But let me get right into the thing. And basically, it opens up, and the streets are quiet. Everything is you have one gang on one side, the other gang on the other side, and they're ready. They're just ready to start going to war. And there's an epic 2-page panel that shows everybody on either side getting ready for war. It looks great. Um, and we're gonna see this fight. Now, keep in mind, this fight was completely instigated and planned by Kip, the Joker of the series. Next, we get taken to a church, and there's somebody talking, and then we see it's Brad, and the priest is talking to somebody, and we see it's Brad, and so Brad has made it, but he instructs people. He's like, "Are you part of this gang? So don't do something stupid." He's like, "The Grim Reaper to the Gravediggers is dead." The uh, you know, Brad, Luke's brother, is dead, and basically he's like but the least I can do is try to wipe these gangs out, which my brother hated anyway. So he's lacing up and he's gonna kill everybody. And the reason for this is, guys, because his whole allegiance thing is he was waiting to find his father so he could kill his dad, but his whole allegiance thing to the Gravediggers is he knew that was his father's partner, and as long as they kept his brother out of it. But what Kip did was he violated the agreement and put his brother in danger and exposed him. That meant his loyalty to the Gravediggers. It's like, you know what it is? It's like mutually assured destruction. You know what I'm trying to say? This is like the atomic bombs and mutually assured destruction. Only Kip was stupid enough to fire the bomb first, thinking he'd win, and he didn't. So now you have to reap the whirlwind, baby, on exactly what's going on. So this is going to be great. Um, and then it's he suits up and goes. Uh, and he's pissed because the one dude he really wanted to kill was his father, and he still doesn't know where he is. Um, so the fighting starts, and they're saying without Ray, these guys aren't that bad, and the fighting is going. Blood is spilling in the streets, and it is going back and forth. All of a sudden, Brad shows up, the Grim Reaper, and starts indiscriminately killing everybody. Just bang bang, like what? Everybody. Um, you get this one guy was telling Kip, "I think we should pull back. They outnumber us like 2-1." And then the next thing you know, this dude's head. I mean, I think I think I'm gonna use this. This dude's head comes clean off his face, or his head comes clean off his neck, and his face is like in shock. And Kip has a look like, what the fuck? And who was it? It was Brad. He used his gun sword to cut this dude's head off. Clean off. And he's like, Brad. And it's epic. The dude has like knives, and he's like set up like he's Rambo. 2 rifles, a gun sword, a few. He's set up for war himself. And Kip's shitting himself. I'm not gonna lie. He just shat himself a little bit. He didn't see this coming. So next we go straight to Luke. So they leave us hanging with what happens to Kip. Honestly, I like Kip. He's like a Starscream. He's like a Weasley character. You know what I'm trying to say? And he looks like the Joker. So I'd love Kip to get messed up and come back as the Joker. Like, you drop me in a vat of chemicals and acid, Batman, and I'm back. Where do they get a load of me? But I digress. But so they tell Luke his brother is no more. He's dead or whatever, but he's clearly not dead. And they say the Grim Reaper's dead, and it's the detective that's talking to Luke, and the detective that Brad had sent to find his father. And Luke is trying to kick him out because he doesn't want to hear anything about his brother's misdealings, anything at all. And you know, but he's like, the person we've been looking for has came in, and he's like, who's that? And they said he's back in the 5 points, and they show you old man Logan. What I mean, not old man Logan, but he kind of looks, kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And they show you, actually, you know what he looks like? It's not he doesn't look like old man Logan. He looks like Mickey Rourke's character in Sin City, but with long hair. That's who he looks like. I forget his name, but that's who he looks like. And his name is Edward King. That's the name of their father. Even though they're the Burns, so maybe they took their mother's name. But and that's how the chapter ends, with a shot of his dad looking like a boss, like a scraggly boss, just standing there like, haha, bitches, I'm back. All right, and then that's the end of the chapter and the end of the volume. My thoughts on this volume. I'm gonna give you a quick. The chapter itself, 5 out of 5. Another stellar chapter. I mean, you had the war beginning between the Gravediggers and Iron Butterfly. You had Brad deciding that he was going to kill everybody, and then he starts brutally killing people, just boom, blowing people's heads off, bang bang. Cutting that one dude's head clean off was amazing. I'm assuming it was cut off because it was severed. So I hope it somehow wasn't shot off, but whatever. And they left us on 2 cliffhangers. One, what's happening with the war? Is he going to kill Kip? Well, he wants to kill Kip. Did he kill Kip is the question. Did he get to kill Kip? The other thing is, at the very end, his dad is in the 5 points. One of the founding members of the Gravediggers. So, great stuff. And okay, so I'm gonna compared. It's like getting progressively better. The first volume was good. It led somewhere, and it was a good introduction. This volume, things got raunchy, it got violent, it got crazy, and it leaves you in a whirlwind of trouble. And so I really, really enjoyed this volume. I thought this volume was better than the first volume, and if it keeps going like this, I mean, I cannot wait. Uh, so there's a whole few panels with everybody, and You know, so the second, like I said, so this is the conclusion to the second volume. So I'm not too sure, you know. I'm not sure if we're going to be getting chapter 18 next week and the start of volume 3. I hope we do. Or not. But I know it's done, so they have to be translating it, and so I don't see it, you know, I have to see it being done. So hopefully next Sunday, especially since they finally went back to the regular release schedule on Manga Stream, which would be Sunday morning. So that being said, hopefully I have another chapter for you next week. But if not, don't worry, because just like with any one of the hiatuses that I get, the moment it comes back, I'll be back. So click it if you like it, comment if you must, subscribe if you can, and this is Alert Wolf signing off.